How y'all doing? It's getting close to nighttime, so there's no grand rising right now.
No, and we don't know the evening term, and I ain't got the energy to try to figure it out, and we didn't pre-plan per se. So
Yeah, and
I'm,
so,
I'm gonna let the face man kick it off. But before that, this is Copper Color Lifestyle, Marcus Griffin.
and Christian Griffin.
All right, here we go. Take it, face.
So we just came from visiting our cousin.
Don't say no names.
I'm not going to say no names, but our cousin. You know, it was a beautiful time for me. It was a wonderful time to connect with him and hear all what he had to say. But what we want to talk about with one of the particular things that he had to say was how he had this little downfall from his wife, basically.
One of his wives. I don't know the first, second. For some reason, he been a glutton for punishment, so he done it several times. Go ahead.
So basically, he let her handle the taxes and everything like that. And what his business is, you know, he's his own owner, like most of our people in our family.
A lot of the men is especially. Specifically, you know.
Specifically, yeah.
He don't know, but that's why I'm here.
I'm learning. Yeah.
Complaint. So we're gonna take it slow. Go ahead.
But yeah. So anyway, so he let her handle the taxes or whatever, and she did a dumb thing by putting his name out there when he specifically told her don't do it beforehand. But because she went over there doing the taxes and listening to the person that was probably there or a friend that was in her ear that gave her idea, instead of listening to the head of the household, her man, she decided to make a move and probably thought she was going to get a lot more out of taxes and put his name on it.
Yeah, that's what it was, basically.
And so then they took everything, all the money that he made off his own business, on his own hard work. And I mean, this man did amazing work. I mean, let me put it this way. One of his projects, he made the pool come from where the living room is supposed to be, and it made it like a pool that connected all the way outside all the way down into like a bigger pool.
Well, there's several pools going down and the one at the bottom was the biggest one. So they got
from the living room. He made it from a living room from scratch.
So go from pool to pool without getting out.
Exactly.
So okay, go ahead.
So that's just a glimpse, and he made some money doing this thing, and all of it was taken away from our government system.
Well, and then government, they ain't really our government. We should have our own government. That's what we're working on. Shout out to Dane, Calloway, and others. Shit, I forgot his name. I know his name, but I don't want to say it right. It's like Aboriginal TV. He also go by the Ghost of Aboriginal TV. He put out a lot of info too, especially them big ass builders. Check him out. Go ahead.
So yeah, so you know, it's just like it's to the point where all of that was lost, all because his wife didn't listen to him, and she thought that she could take the lead on something, and when he already told her what not to do.
Okay, can I stop for a minute so I can clarify this story to make it, because you don't know, so I know what it is pretty much.
Yeah.
So he's his own business owner. He always have been for a long time, and he can make thousands of dollars, 8, 10 or more on a single job, or at least, like you were saying, 10,000 a month bare minimum, 2,500 a week guaranteed. And he could take his time. He lived in these big, nice ass houses on the beach and everywhere else. He was working on it, and he made his money. And so the story that he's referring to, at the time that this happened, it was tax time, and he had his wife as the front, as the main name to carry shit, and his name was to stay off because it was basically under the table money. I know what he's talking about. And so, you know, if you got any sense, if you don't have to report that shit, you don't report any of it. But if you had to report something, you report the shit. Well, he was trying to report whatever he needed to, and they was doing it under her name. See, when it comes to the women, even with that shit, they'll let you slide before they will the man. And so at the time, he had about $300,000 altogether. And when she put his name on it, at the advice of somebody else, so they can maybe get a couple more thousand, and then that person who asked her to do everything is on. Man, what the fuck, man? Come on, we right. You fucking with my shit, man. In the middle of this shit, Was it messing up?
It wasn't on.
Okay. All right, y'all. Sorry. I mean, he probably could have said cut or something before I got going. It's been a long day, and we leaving this motherfucker in the morning. We're gonna make a stop at another part of Alabama, show him some history of my family that goes fairly deep, including a family graveyard. Now I've looked at this graveyard off the front porch of the house that really is not livable now, and never knew that everybody in that motherfucker, at least on the top part, the top, it's another one down the hill, and it's just people around the way, and it might be. I don't think it's family. It seems like if you family, period, that's where you're going if you're gonna be buried in that part of Alabama. And I might say it tomorrow, but I ain't gonna say it now. But and most y'all ain't gonna go out there because ain't shit to get there and it take a while. And if you blink, you'll miss it. So hate to tell you. So anyway, if I can get back, since my mic is working, I know you can hear me anyway because my voice is deep enough. He had about $300,000 so all to his name at that point, and he would have had more about now. He probably had more and spent it and kept investing. I know my cousin. He been doing really well as a business owner for a long time, but he kept it on the table, which is fucking smart. Every one of y'all that got a W-2, and every time you get your paycheck, no matter how much you made, you look at it and say, "What the fuck?" When you take out the taxes and the Social Security and shit that you might not never need, and you need your money right then, all of it. Fuck income tax, because even then they only give you back what the shit they want. And if it ain't, and they think you owe them something, they'll take that and give you back scraps if you're lucky. So yeah, so anyway, she put his name on the fucking tax form or whatever the fuck it was, turned it into the fucking IRS. And you talking about red flag central. If they see anything, especially that they can pinpoint real quick, there's a brother who been making $100,000 and ain't paid a fucking tax. Even though he paying tax when he buy groceries and everything else, cause all that shit tax, so fuck that bullshit. You talking about the biggest criminals in the world, and right now I ain't gonna go too deep about the U.S. government. As y'all say, the government. That's how I ought to be said, cause that's how the fuck they all act. So before y'all go and rush to vote for anybody, I'm gonna tell you, I feel a long time ago after my father died. The government ain't gonna do shit for you for real. Give you some trinkets. It used to be government cheese and peanut butter and shit like that, and you can live off of it for a while. We did okay. I wouldn't have went and got it if I wasn't forced to go stand in line to help carry the shit. Ain't no shame. But you can believe, ever since I've been able to carry my own weight, I don't get nothing from the government. And I'm a veteran. I'm qualified to get any fucking thing that they want to give, including housing loan. I ain't asked for none of that shit. I don't even want to really know I exist for real, because they start giving you shit even if you qualify for it or earned it, as they say. Then they can come in anytime and find a reason to take it from you at your most vulnerable time. No, fuck all that. I'll take my chance to keep doing what I'm doing and go on my own. And a lot of y'all copper color men, you need to start thinking about that same thing. I know it's hard. I didn't start my moving company till I was 45. After I finally had enough of trying to make it in these menial ass jobs with less than minimum wage and even above, depending on the time in life, still ain't making it. Still ain't making it. And overtime, fuck, that's just more money to get the government to buy a new shiny chair for one senator to just roll around his shiny floor all day and don't do nothing but spin around in circles like he on a sitting spin or some shit. Yeah, some of y'all old enough to know what a fucking sitting spin is. They probably still make it, but I'm sure a lot of y'all don't even buy your baby decent enough toys. And even then, sitting spin, I don't know. Just going around and around in a circle, that tend to get dizzy. But honestly, the shit don't go fast enough for it to really do anything. And you gotta use your own power, so they ain't gonna spin for too long. And if you help them out the way they getting slung off, shame on you, whoever. So yeah. So anyway, let's cut to the chase. We ain't gonna stay on too long on this one, but we wanted to talk about this one real quick because I love this man dearly, and I'm not gonna say his name. We asked when we was in his house a little while ago if he wanted to speak on it, and because he ain't quite the man overall that I remember him as, and he is and used to be, and it don't matter to me. I'm gonna love him no matter what, because he is who he is, and I've always looked up to him. You know why? Because with any faults he may have, and I've heard some crazy stories, But I've known him since I was a child. He's about 10 years, 11 years older than me. I've always tried to be around him anytime he came around, or we ended up in the same place. But he was a stick and move guy, always headed towards the next female, and ended up with two or three wives, and one of them left and busted. And he kind of busted now because we gonna cut to the chase on this shit. So that left him pretty much broke and destitute. And as he was working hard to rebuild, and I know he would, he got his own house. His mother left it to him after she passed. Knew her well, sweetest woman in the world, and she knew how wild he was. But you know, she got old, and he was a wild cat when he was young, so she learned to deal with a lot of shit, and he made it all right. But now, you know, about 4 years ago or so, he had a stroke, and he going through about a year of chemo. He's six months in, and he said 6 months ago, I'm like, damn. He said it's more like it's 6 days. He a tough motherfucker. Most of the men in my family tough, and this one here, he needs some toughening up. And I'm gonna stick with it because he either gonna toughen up and be around me, or we eventually gonna go our own way, and he gonna have to figure out on his own. And that's okay too. But before I let that happen, I want to be close as ready as possible. Cause he don't never be perfect. This crash course, I hate to say this, and if it's any folks that listen, especially my little brother, you've been mentioned several times. I mean this man. Look at him. Smile at him, say hello, or whatever the fuck you feel like doing, but don't shoot the bird. It's your father. We're gonna give him respect on this video. Straight up.
How you doing, man? I'm still all love. And you know, I ain't lost no love from you. I'll be honest, I have lost respect, but I still love you anyway in the same way.
Yeah. And he mean that. He try not to say nothing bad about you, and I don't either really. We talk about facts and the shit that need to change, but you're a grown man, that's your family. However you handle it. So but he's 23 years old, and he's 23 years, quite a bit fucked up. You know, I was just giving him one of my regular old hardcore, you need to straighten up and fly right type speeches, and eventually it get heavy on me. And it's hard for me to stop because it's like, if I don't get through to you and we go our separate ways, you're going to be where you started. And I will fail, and I don't like to fail, even on small shit, but this is very huge. So I'm trying to unfuck quick as I can, 23 years, and every time I think he getting somewhere, give it a couple hours, let him hear a certain song or listen to a certain artist. I ain't gonna even say this man's name, the one he likes so much. He do some kind of poetry rap, which, you know, I can't stand it. No disrespect, sir. You know, you got a 3-letter name, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I ain't all soft out here making me.
I'm not nobody saying you all soft. Now go ahead and expose yourself. Go ahead. Take it. You got it. Explain. You said you're not all soft. Well, explain to him.
Oh no, I'm just saying, you know. And be honest, man, I really appreciate his teaching. He teaching me to be better. He teaching me to be more detailed on things, you know, and teaching me to gain the confidence that I need in this life, because this world is a lot of bit fucked up.
Oh, it's way fucked. Go ahead.
And so he just teaching me the skills that I need to survive. And to be honest, like I say, man, it's a learning experience every day between both of us. You know, I have to learn something from him, and I'm pretty sure even though I don't he taught to me and teaching me, I'm not talking or saying anything probably to him, but he's still learning from me. It's a trade-off, and I love him so much, man. I really appreciate him.
Yeah. But, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
But yeah, so it's a beautiful journey, and it's beautiful when you have somebody that love and care about you as genuine as he do. Even though we be about to bump heads, I guess he was finna go into that maybe. But you know, he was finna.
No maybe. If you stepped at that fucking car and put him up, you gonna find out what the fuck I really got hidden deep in me. Cause I was pissed, boy. You know, listen. You know what he talking about? We was riding around that night, and I get my usual, you know, man, grow up and be a man grilling. And he did something and reacted and said shit the wrong way. And I was ready to throw the car in park and say, get out, and we can handle it right here in the middle of the street or whatever. And he didn't do it, and I didn't move, and we ended up driving on. After I told him he can get out too, so I can drive off a minute just to make him think about it when I came right on back.
I'm about to get outside in no damn cold ass wind.
It wouldn't matter if it was a summer and 125-degree heat. He probably wasn't getting out because he knew I was pissed. And truth be told, he know he bringing this out of me. I want to be peaceful, but we in a war in a lot of ways, including this YouTube shit. I'm here and we here to bring truth and expose the shit because a lot of people need help. Matter of fact, we're gonna move around from my cousin for just a minute because I ain't gonna remember this shit before I close that part out. And this shit already gonna go longer than what we expected, but I don't give a fuck because this is important. We try to keep them short so people, pay attention. But it's somebody who needs this shit on some level, so they'll watch it from start to finish, and maybe you can go back and watch it again if you're smart and you want to fix yourself. But remember, take time. Trust me, I'm telling him. I was ready to beat that shit into him last night, and I was gonna give it all I had. And we was go back. We going back to Pensacola tomorrow and do things there a while. He was gonna go back lumped up and bruised up, looking like a brand new man in the worst way. And he might have got a few cuts on me or whatever, but I doubt
it. Anyway, we going. What's the next point?
I doubt it. Don't
What
make
was
that
the
shit.
next point?
Look at me and look at him. You tell me what you think would have won. He's 6'4", I'm 6 feet, and he 200 pounds. I'm 191. Ain't touched the weight in over a month, and sharp, and my muscle sharp as a tack. Explain that. And I've been through how to fight, and I'll just save it for when I really need it. Even for him, I told him, if we were starting from scratch, I'd have pulled the belt off a couple times and gave him a good one. But after that, as he stopped doing the dumb shit, my belt will stay where it's supposed to be, around my waist. And when he get big enough, it'll be the same offer. Anytime you want, we can put on the gloves and take our time and just kind of light tap. But when I fuck around and let one go for real, and you start going down, I'm gonna stop and say and ask you simply, you want to keep going? This ain't listen, y'all, for real, especially y'all men. This ain't no fucking, badass challenge and all that shit. I've spent my life trying not to fight, but the times I've been pushed back into the corner and had enough, I more than held my own. Ain't no motherfucker came back to do it again. Ain't been no part twos. And I ain't saying I wreck shop, but they ain't really do shit to me, and they had enough after that. Because once I started learning your flaws and you want to come back, now it's going to be easy. Trust me. Fuck this. I'm a Marine, but I'm a soldier, I'm all that. And I stay on that even when I ain't doing shit. Even when I eat my dinner, I'm thinking about maybe I can take this chicken bone and shove it down. Yeah. Even when I eat my dinner, I think about maybe this little chicken bone, before I finish, I can sharpen it down. Motherfucker busting the door. I'll take that and shove it, wherever. Yeah, it's stupid and crazy, but it's possible.
He my uncle because he don't realize how much I be thinking about the stuff like that.
No, he do. Sometimes. He think about it, but he too young to be on that shit. Shit. He got battle scars, but most of them came from fucking home. For real, and this dumbass Texas football coach. I don't know your names, and we ain't gonna go over there right now. But it's during his high school days. If any of y'all motherfuckers, and you know who you are, take a good look at his face, and you call yourself a football strength coach, motherfucker, please. If I would have known, they could have hired me to do all y'all shit. And he would at least been strong as fuck. Then he might be a challenge in that little fight thing. Right now. This shit's retarded. Texas, the state with a football. Get the fuck out of here. I think our Friday night lights is the best that motherfuckers gonna ever have. And they just turned that into a movie. And we know a lot of them didn't look like us. So of course, Texas the baddest motherfucking football state in the country. And guess who leading the charge? The White Stallions. No offense to nobody. If you know me for sure, you know how I really am. None of that shit matters who you are. Just like me. And I'm more abrasive now than I ever been because I gotta be. And so before I forget about that, I gotta be because I've been sent to do a job and he has too. We was put together to do this, and we was doing this the way we do it now before we knew what the fuck we was doing.
We ain't signed it. Well, we did sign it, but we don't remember.
I want to say we signed some kind of contract, and we surely agreed to go on this path. Mm-hmm. Whatever it takes. Hotels, sleeping in the car, camping in fucking tent.
My cousin say we all signed our contracts and we all picked our parents. But she say that everybody picked their mother and they picked their path we picked our own path. Whatever like that.
They in tune with a lot of shit, but if you think about the parents some of y'all pick, I'm gonna have to kind of dispute that with them, but it's pointless because they believe it. And I ain't sure that's right. We're gonna get it. All right, y'all. So I would love to go on, but this damn thing, this computer we using, the camera about to die, and I got so many more I wanted to say. And see how this fuck it. So okay, let me wrap this up real quick. Y'all know where we at. I was about to whoop his ass, and my cousin having problems, and it started with a fucking woman that he trusted. He gave her the instructions. Everything will be all right. He probably didn't be suffering from stroke and shit now.
Man, probably be well off. Just
he was a bad motherfucker. Trust me. Shit.
And trust me, that's one person I really appreciated meeting.
Today he finally had a chance to sit there. I let him talk, and he listened. He learned something. See, I mean, I'm the hardest motherfucker just when I open my mouth, especially when I'm dealing with him. But when I'm around these people, I give deference a lot of time and let them talk. But when it's my turn to talk now, God damn it, you gonna listen because if I must got something to say, funny or not. It might be serious and funny, but it's important to me, so you gonna check your goddamn mouth. But see, we ain't gotta do it because we all real men and we know how to give the floor and then take it as we need it and give it up again. So all y'all copy color men, we're gonna end this in just a second because this computer ain't gonna last.
No, it's not.
And we're gonna get off here and say good evening or whatever for a little while. We probably come back and do a little song. We might even do live, but I don't know. And if we do, that CashApps shit gonna be there, man. We ain't asked for anything really, but eventually, I know we giving something valuable and we helping some people. They just listen and take the advice and use the best they can. So we gonna get ready to end this right now. This is Marcus Griffin in Montgomery, Alabama, but only until the morning.
And this is Christian Lee Griffin. We got a lot of Lees in our family. We'll talk about that later too.
Trying to figure that out, but we gonna get on out of here and talk to you later. And we gonna edit this shit and put it out, and we'll be back soon. So
all right.
Have a nice evening.
All right, my copper colored people.
Boom boom.